Hey, welcome back to the First Wear Podcast. I am your host, E. Reap. Today, episode 5, man, we're going to get into another community topic. Shout out to Jay Benz. He definitely suggested that I talk about campouts, or he wanted to hear about campouts. So I'm kind of, finesse that topic just a little bit. I'm going to dive into, my retail side of things. And we're going to do like the campouts to the raffles that we have today. So we're going to touch on a little bit of everything. I know last episode I touched on us hitting like 28 downloads, and now we're up to 43 as I'm recording this episode. And by the time this episode drops, we should definitely be up to 50, if not more than 50. So appreciate y'all once again, man. This wouldn't be possible without you. Shout out to the community showing love. Everybody's been commenting, sharing, dropping comments, reposting everything, yo. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it, man. The first come, first serve days. Oh, man. I had a good time with the first come, first serve. I know over the years, depending on the area, first come, first serve has become like pure chaos, or it started to become chaos and violence for whatever reason. Like, it's never been that deep for people to, just act out of character. So if it just took a shoe release for you to crash out, then that was your character to begin with. So, the shoe or the release that really changed things in my area, I know I touched on it a little bit. I want to say episode 2. I think I touched on it a little bit, but now I'm going to really get into it. So, the Sport Blue 6 release back in, I want to say it was like a September or something of 2014. I know it was definitely the fall, but I want to say it was September. And I remember just pulling up to the mall, man, and I seen like broken glass by the release entrance, because we had like a certain entrance for Jordan release days. So I seen broken glass, and one of my favorite customers that always came in, he was in the ambulance because he got pepper spray. So I'm like, yo, what did I miss? What did I miss? Like, why are there broken glass and people getting pepper sprayed in line for this release? Like, granted, I think it was like the first time this colorway retro. It was like one of the OGs from 91 or something. And this was the first time they retroed, I guess. But it's like, yeah, for that particular shoe to cause that much chaos is crazy. So I remember coming into the store and talking to the people that were already there, like my coworkers. And they were like, yeah, it was just crazy. Like, they were about to let people in. And when they started to let people in, they just bum rushed the mall security. And then I guess the line just got out of hand, and they had to call the police or the reinforcements. And then they started doing what they had to do to secure the area. So we were just confused. Like, so now what do we do? Because it's first come, first serve. And you can't have first come, first serve with no customers if they're not letting people in the mall. I want to say, because the release, at Finish Line, we did 8 to 10 to try to get, everybody that was in there for the Jordans out before the mall actually opened. And then you get a crazy mix of the, you're just day-to-day shoppers, and then the people that were there for the release. So usually it worked out for us. We do 8 to 10, a 2-hour window. Because my thing is, if you want the shoe that bad, you're going to get it before, it gets too late. Especially first come, first serve. You have to be there early to give yourself a fighting chance to get your size. So if you don't come and get the shoe before 10, I feel like you really didn't want it. But normally, if you really want something, you're going to do what you got to do to get it. So 8 to 10 always worked for us. We would sell out by like 9:30, 9:45 at the latest. So then 10 o'clock, the gate all the way open, the mall doors flooded, and then you just get the regular customers, and of course you get the people coming in all day. Hey, y'all got any of these levels? Y'all got, you'll get that. But for the most part, it went smoothly. That was our system at work. So that particular day, like I said, we were all there by 8 o'clock, probably like 7:45 or something, 7:50 before, all the chaos started. Well, usually before all the chaos would start. So we sitting there like, so what are we doing, man? So then mall security came down there, gave us a rundown of what happened. And then they were like, yeah, going forward, you're going to have to do tickets or raffle or whatever. So that kind of like started the phenomenon that we have today. And I'll get a touch on that a little later. And they were like, yeah, by 10 o'clock, that's when we're just going to open the doors, and then whatever happens, happens. So I remember, I don't know if it was that. Yeah, I think it was that release. It was us, Foot Locker, DTLR, maybe Jimmy Jazz. So we had to go back to the store and basically make tickets, or like handwrite whatever sizes we had. And we had to go up to this one central location with all the other store managers or employees that were working the release. So we all went there and we had a list of every size we had. And then mall security was kind of like regulating the line. The mall security and the police like regulating the line. Like, okay, this store has this size, blah, blah, blah. You got to take your store's ticket, like the specific paper or whatever it was to represent that store. And you had, then that's how you, that's how you got your shoe, or that's how we did that release. So then that kind of set off a chain reaction across the company. And I think the company and every other store, where we had to start doing a raffle opposed to the first come, first serve. I feel like you have a better chance of getting the shoe when it's first come, first serve opposed to a raffle, because at least with first come, first serve, we know finessing and backdoor is going to happen across the board. Like any type of field or any type of like environment where you're dealing with items of value, backdoor is going to occur. I got my job from because of backdoor. You know what I'm saying? That means you're hooking somebody up. Everybody has been the beneficiary of a backdoor some way, somehow throughout their lifetime. It is what it is. So at least with first come, first serve, I know from what I can remember through my own experience, like I said, everybody's different. But from my personal experience with first come, first serve, as long as you're like top 5, you get there early enough, you have a chance to get a shoe. May not be your size per se, but you'll leave with something. And during those times, whatever size you could get, you can make it work. So like, I'm a 12, of course. If I end up getting a 10.5 or 11, I'll either see if I can size swap, go to like a resale shop, or post it in one of like the sneaker groups, the marketplace joint, see if you can size swap, or whatever that size is going for on the market, sell it for that price, and then I'll just buy my shoe. So basically, it's still like retail, even though you're technically like paying resale or whatever. And like you get a shoe for retail, you sell it for $300, your size is $300. You're not paying any extra in my eyes. So like, so first come, first serve, you still have the opportunity to leave with something, even if it's not your size. But usually, if you're there early enough, you're fine. So with raffles, man, it gets real wicked because one, the store could finesse you. Because at the end of the day, you're really not going to know if the raffle or the ticket system is legit. Because all you're doing is signing up. You put your name down on a sheet of paper. The employees drop the ticket or whatever in the box, so they'll have a list. And they tell you, if you win, we call you. If we don't call you, you didn't win. So there's no regulations to say that they're actually using that information. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say, oh yeah, I signed up for the raffle, man. They said they're going to call. They're not going to call you. And even if it was a legit raffle, you wouldn't know regardless. You know, so it's like, give me first come, first serve. At least I know I have a chance. If I'm there early enough, I have a chance. Like if I'm first in line and y'all say y'all don't have my size, then I know it's some shenanigans going on. You know what I'm saying? But first come, first serve, or the raffle or the tickets, you really don't know. Unless they're guaranteed tickets. Now, that's still kind of like a first come, first serve, which I'm cool with that as well. If you're, whatever time they hand out tickets, if you're there early enough, just like a first come, first serve would be, you'll be able to get your size if, you know. So that's cool. Like tickets, first come, first serve, I'm all for that. The raffle system, I'm not the biggest fan. Because even with the digital raffles, I'm sure you can finesse those too, but at the same time, with the digital raffle, it's open to everyone. And they have raffle bots. So you have one person putting in 200 or to 2,000 entries. Your chances are slim to none in that case. So it's like, you know, everybody said they want raffles. It's safer. It's definitely safer because you just chilling at the crib on your phone or on your laptop or your iPad, tablet, whatever device you choose to enter. Yeah, it's safer. You don't have to worry about any chaos really on release day, but your chances are slim. You have to enter literally 15 to 20 raffles just to give yourself a chance to get one. Trust me, I've done it. I've entered every single raffle that I could have. Either the free raffles or when you have to enter your car information in advance. Like, I've done numerous raffles and I've still taken L's. So give me the first come first serve or just guaranteed tickets. Do the groundwork and you'll be able to get your pair like the old times. I know I sound like, you know what I'm saying, old head or whatever, but it's just give me those days back, man. It's a lot easier. It's depending on the area. I get it. Like, the more populated areas, it gets real crazy when you have a lot of people standing in line. So I definitely understand that aspect of it. So I can't knock people that, you know, really want the raffles or whatever, because you've seen it firsthand how crazy it can get. We see it online. Like, even Snipes, my local Snipes, it was first come first serve until the flu game release, I think. Either the flu games or the reimagined fives. I can't remember. Crazy stuff happened in a different area, and then they said going forward, you gotta do raffles again. So y'all really mess up a good thing, man. But shoes should not result in violent, let alone death. Like, it's so crazy. Y'all throwing your life away over a pair of shoes. Like, either you're gonna rob somebody for them, or y'all have some disputes in line or whatever, and then you do something stupid, and now you can't even enjoy the shoe that you were trying to get because you threw your life away. You locked up, or worse, it could have went left. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to me why people act the way they do, but I understand the shift. I don't like it as a consumer, but I understand why. But if people could just control your emotions, man, it's just a pair of shoes at the end of the day. It's leather, suede, nubuck, mesh, and foam. Like, just relax, man. It's just a pair of shoes. But take me back to the first come, first serve. In my area, anyway. I know a lot of people, like I said, different areas, different experiences. But from my personal experiences, I didn't have any chaos, honestly, outside of the Sport Blue release, which I didn't really experience. I just seen the aftermath. The Concord release was crazy, but like nothing happened. And the white cement, so I want to say the 2012 release, I think those were like the last two times I actually had to like camp out and was unsuccessful, which was crazy to me. But it is what it is, man. I ended up getting them years down the line when they re-released. That's the best thing about Jordan Brand and Nike. If you miss out, if you're patient enough, they'll drop them again. Let's see, backdooring. So that goes hand in hand, like I said earlier, with the first come first serve and the raffles. So a lot of backdooring happens for sure with the first come first serve and the raffles. The backdooring is less backdooring with the first come first serve because to stay under the radar, you have to have some merchandise available for sale. Like I said earlier, if you're early enough, you have a good shot of getting a pair, even if it's not your size. You're gonna leave with something. So yeah, the first come first serve, man. You have to have at least a size run, I would say, to be on the safe side. You don't want a customer being the first one in line and you say that you don't have a size. Like, that's just a red flag across the board. So at least have a size run, 2 size runs preferably, but if you can at least have 8 through 13, one of each, then you'll be good to go. But it's like, once you get to that raffle, anything goes, because you can't really regulate or control how the raffle works. And I know a lot of people, we deal with backdooring all the time. It's a love-hate thing, because it's like, on one hand, if you're the beneficiary of the backdoor, you're good with it. Like, if you can hit somebody up, say, hey man, I need this size in this shoe that's coming out next week or whatever, and they lock you down, you good for the backdoor. You all set. But if you try to get a shoe and then you go to the store and they say it's sold out, and then you see people walking out with bags, now you up in arms. So it's kind of like, the game is going to be the game, man. The sneaker game is the sneaker game. It's been like that before I got into it, and I'm sure it's going to be the same way after I decide to retire from the sneaker game, whenever that is. But it's like, y'all just got to, it's just like the resale thing, man. It's certain levels to it, of course. It's always going to be there. It's always been a part of it. It is what it is for real. And then, with the mom and pop stores, understand it, man. You know, a lot of people get mad with the skate shops been backdooring, because that's like a perfect example. Skate shops, those are mom and pops. And I feel like with a small, like a really community driven business, like a skate shop, like a local skate shop would be, because you get people in there every week or bi-weekly, whatever they do, to get skate decks or new wheels or different parts, or you know what I'm saying, they might really like the store's merch, or they'll come in there just to chop it up with the employees, but like on a first name basis. So like it's really like a family, like a community in there. So it's like if they happen to get an email from Nike and say, hey, we like what y'all been doing, we're gonna send you this run or whatever, we're gonna test out these new SBs, whether they're limited or whatever. As a store owner or a manager or whatever it is, you hit up your loyal customers like, hey man, we got these joints coming in, blah blah blah. Y'all get first dibs. I'm not mad at that, man. I know a lot of people get up in arms, but it's like if they're helping them keep the lights on, if they get a special release and they want to tell their loyal customers about it, they get first chance to purchase. I'm not mad at that, cause like how could you be mad at that? A one-time shopper, really. Like you probably would never go to that store again. I remember when the Travis Scott SBs came out, and I went to this random skate shop out the beach, like down the beach, like oceanfront type. And that was the first and only time I ever stepped foot in that store, was to sign up for the raffle. So it was like, did I think I had a chance? Not really, but it was worth a shot, because you never know. And, you know, they backdoored all those Travis Scotts, which I'm sure they may have. I'm not saying I have proof, but they probably did. Because why wouldn't they, right? So it's like, I'm not even mad at that, because I understand. I definitely get it. I know a lot of people won't agree with that, but I understand backdooring, especially for the mom and pop shops. Because if you get customers in there spending money every week, or the same people over and over and over again, of course I'm looking out. Anybody in their right mind would. If they're just like you go out to a club or a bar all the time, at some point they're gonna start looking out. They're gonna start getting you free drinks, free food, or whatever it is. You might, you know, get a section for the free here and there, like whatever. They're gonna look out for you. You're only putting bread in their pocket, so I understand it. I'm all for it. Sneakers app. You gotta get into the sneakers app. It's cool, like for what it was or what they wanted it to be, but now it's just like the sneakers app for me is my last resort. Like I've done all the different tricks that they said to do to try to get it, but it's like it's just too many bots, man. Bots have ruined the online experience. I mean, with these raffles or fake whatever it is, these emailed raffles or sneakers trying to enter the drawing or the first come first serve on the app, you still get people that hit. But then it's weird because you get certain people that hit every single release, and then like with my account, I hit the most random stuff. It'd be like a shoe that I feel like I have no chance to get, and then I get it. And the shoes that I think it'll be super easy to get, I won't get. Like it's crazy. It's hit or miss. But then you have accounts that hit every single time they enter. So it was like, what kind of algorithm is it? And I've done the whole interacting with the with the app, watching the videos and all that, like going through everything to show that I'm an active user, not a bot, and it doesn't work. But it just goes to show, like, technology, man, it's hard to compete with that technology, dog. And I really wish sneakers had a different way of doing releases to make it, you know, more fair, I guess. But I don't know how that would work. Like, it's cool what they're doing with the lives and the different segments on sneakers, like the app in general, the different content that they post up there, the community stuff. Like, I like the app as far as like engagement and stuff, but on release day, that app is trash. Sometimes you can't even enter. And then when they have like the time releases, it's like you're just giving the bots more chances. Like I said, I know they have bot protection, but there's no way that you're going to filter out every single bot entry out there. Because I'm sure they're still slipping through the cracks. Because a lot of like actual users still can't win. Like I know people that have never won on the sneakers app, so it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Maybe they need to revamp it, or maybe it's like too far gone. I'm not sure, but y'all let me know. Do y'all still use sneakers? Is that like a viable option for you on release day? Like that's literally my last resort. If I don't have to try on sneakers, I'm not going to. And like for the most part, I've been pretty good with not having to like rely on sneakers. Thankfully, there's a lot of different options out there, and sneakers for me is not one of them. Unless it's like a Jordan Reserve, like a restock joint, and I can catch it like on a random drop and yeah, shock drops, stuff like that. That's the good thing about those shock drops. That's the best thing about sneakers to me. The shock drops and then the Jordan Reserves or the Nike Reserves, where they randomly restock some old joints. It's like that's cool, but like the regular release, I'm good on sneakers. So let's see. Anything else that I wanted to go over? I guess I can touch on, so we went on sneakers and all that. I do miss the days where you can just walk into a sneaker store and you'll see some new releases. I feel like Snipes and Detail R, they do a good job with that now. Because watching sneaker YouTube, shout out to Mike Rich. I know they'll drop shoes early. You just walk in and you'll see like a random shoe on the shelf with no release date. Those are the good days in my opinion. Like, I don't have many camp out stores because, like, for the most part, I could walk in the mall on release day and get my size 12, like, as soon as the store open. Like, Legends, Legends used to be my spot, man. I don't know if y'all had any Legends around y'all area or you even know what I'm talking about. But it was one of those, like, DTLR, Jimmy Jazz, Snipes type stores, if one of the urban stores. And every time, not Chesapeake Square, Greenbrier Mall, Legends, they were upstairs. 10 o'clock every release day. Boom. I go in there, size 12, easy money. There might have been like a handful of times that I wasn't able to get my size, but for the most part, I didn't have to worry about waiting in line or camping out, which was good and to me. Because, once you try to camp out too much, especially at that age, I wasn't driving yet. I wasn't spending my own money, so I had to do what I had to do. Whenever I could get a ride or somebody could take me up there. So I wasn't on my time. So it worked out in my favor, thankfully. But yeah, shout out to Legends, man. But I like the hunt. The sneaker community or the sneaker game, I feel like the hunt is what the hunt really means something. Cause I feel like now anybody can be like a quote unquote sneakerhead because you can just go online and buy whatever shoe you want. You don't really have to do work. You just have to have money. Like, you don't have to put the groundwork in. You don't have to research to see what store is going to have them, what time they're releasing. You can just roll out of bed either on release morning or the next day or a week before, a month before, and you can get whatever shoe you want. You just have to pay. So, like, it's cool if you really like sneakers, but a lot of people, once they get, like, a certain status and they got money, they become sneakerheads. And it's like, you can tell when somebody just getting a shoe just because they can, and the people that really care about them, especially with the campouts, man, or just lining up first come first serve, the stories and like the community, the conversations, the connections you make in line, you're not really getting that now when it's an online raffle and to ship to home, or you just buying them on GOAT or eBay, StockX if you use StockX, or Flight Club, which is crazy because Flight Club they've been taxing since the beginning of time, I feel like, but you just lose that sense of community, man, like human interaction, man. The campouts are cool as long as you got there early enough, and everybody had like their own different styles. You'll see them with shoes that you probably never seen before on foot, depending on like what area you're in. Like I still like that, man. Even the customers that come in the stores, there are certain customers that you can talk to about certain things, and other customers they're just buying whatever and keeping it moving. So I do miss that aspect of the sneaker game, the culture, the hunt. Like I said, driving around trying to find a particular shoe. That's fun to me, but I know a lot of people don't really care about that stuff. It's just like an instant gratification society now, which it makes sense. Everything is literally at the tip of your fingers on the phone. Like, you can find anything. I've bought shoes from Europe like shoes that I wouldn't have had access to normally. Now with the internet, the way everything is advancing, I can buy shoes out the country. So pros and cons to everything. It's beneficial now that everything is like opening up where you're not just stuck in your region for sneakers. You can venture outside because I can enter raffles in California, which is like good and bad because it's like now the people in that area have less of a chance because I'm all the way in Virginia and I can enter raffles that should be like just for them. And like I said, I can buy shoes from the UK. So the hunt is still there. It's not the same hunt like the in-store hunt, but I still do my Googles. If I want a shoe and it's sold out here or like my size, I can't find my size, best believe I'm scrolling through every website that pops up under that shoe to see where I got it. 'Cause I know it was one shoe, the Reebok Road Ultra, and like for whatever reason I really wanted that shoe, and I missed the initial drop. I think it was one of those like random drops, and I found a store in Germany. Random store in Germany that I never heard of, so I had to do my research, of course, to make sure it was legit. But I ended up getting them from them, and it's like without the internet, that wouldn't have been possible. So the hunt is still there; it's just not the same hunt, depending on what your preference is. Like the in-store hunt, I love the in-store hunt because you get to see like random stuff in different stores. But being able to buy a shoe from Germany, living in Virginia, is top notch in my opinion. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. Get into the social hour, and I really want to hear back from y'all. So the social hour question for this week: do you prefer the first come first serve campouts or the raffles? I gave y'all my opinion. I like first come first serve or the campouts, as long as it's within reason, nothing crazy, without the chaos. So just the method of first come first serve or the campout without any crazy stuff happening versus the raffle system that we have today. Let me know down in the comments. You can DM me, leave it under my link tree. Any like the segment ideas or like the social hour question if you want to answer it there. I might like submit a post or put a post up with a poll or whatever. Y'all can answer that. However you want to answer, be my guest, man. I'm open to all engagement. So thank y'all for rocking with me up to this point. I didn't think I would make it to episode 5. I didn't really know what to expect on this journey. It's been fun so far. I'm having a good time with it. We're starting to get more interaction, which is always a good thing. So episode 6 will be another community topic. Shout out to my dog Matt. And then we're going to talk about those the reptiles, man. Shout out to the sneaker teacher. Those replica sneakers, the unauthorized, the bootlegs, the fakes, whatever you want to call them. We're going to tap into that. That should be a good one. So if you haven't done so already, check us out, man. First Word Pod across all socials. Whatever streaming platform that you decide to listen to us on, make sure you follow us, rate, leave comments, all that good stuff, review. Whatever it is you have to do in the podcast community, make it happen. As always, buy what you like and wear what you love. It's the First Word Podcast. I don't know who needs to hear this, but yesterday you said tomorrow. The time is now. Catch y'all next week.